Happy Wealth Wednesday, Cheryl. I'm so excited to have you here. It has been such a pleasure to get to know you in the Denver ecosystem, which is thriving, which we'll absolutely talk about here. And you're just such an inspiration. Like what you've done, you had a health tech, payments tech startup that was acquired, which is phenomenal. And now you've really started to advocate for what it looks like to be an entrepreneur in those and setting those terms and as an investor. So there's so much to dive into together today. And to kick off, I'd love if you could just share, where are you calling from and what are you up to these days?
I'm in Niwot, which is just north of Boulder. I'm surrounded by farm on 3 sides, and I live across the street from the local bar and tavern that always has an outdoor band. So I'm living my best life.
And tell us about your recent project. I want to, maybe introduce.
Oh, we're going to dive right into the good stuff now, right?
Yeah.
So you mentioned my last startup, which was a healthcare fintech, was acquired about 18 months ago. I've spent the last 18 months mentoring female founders. I've had about 120 companies pass through my Belief Capital portfolio. I ran a Web3 accelerator over the summer, Angel Labs, and I've been rolling with the Angel Squad crew over at Hustle Fund on the angel investing side.
I love it. I've been at Techstars. You've really dove into the ecosystem in such a cool way.
All the things, right? I wanted to do all my giving first in this break while figuring out what my next startup was going to be, because I have one more in me. And I figured it out. Actually super excited. We did the first draft of our pitch deck yesterday. And we're like, oh my gosh, we've baked this out. It's all holding together. Hold on a second. So what we're doing, it's called Play Money. And we are expanding early stage capital for the next 1 million angel investors. We're talking a radical change on what the angel investing experience feels like and the underlying economics.
Cool.
And I'm not going to geek out and too many of the details, but I think this is a take you would have only seen we did so much customer discovery, right? We've talked to hundreds of current angels and would-be angels, and I know what it's like to be an underfunded founder because I have only raised while female. And the take we have is something I think you have to live and be and sit in the middle of that opportunity to really feel. So we're so excited.
Oh, I can't wait. Before we dive in, you've obviously built this wealth of experience. We all start from somewhere. So I love this question. Do you remember what your first ever investment was? What got you started?
Oh, that first investment was in myself.
Mm-hmm.
It was with my first startup. I was sort of at the peak slope stage of my career. Don't tell me when I was 40 when I did it, but I left a big, high paying, big tech job. And I went to start a sports watch company.
Wow.
I quit my job. I had 4 kids. I had one that was in college, and I quit my job. And I was like, I have to build this thing. I'm supposed to be a founder. So that was at my hugest investment. And it was, in myself and the belief, not just in the company, but in an investment in my learning as a founder.
Yeah, I have goosebumps thinking about that, especially at that point in life, you'd say, I have all these responsibilities. It's not possible. And to take that bet in yourself, that's a huge, huge investment.
It was. I don't know if it was the smartest move, but here I am, and I couldn't have gone another way. And I am blessed to have chosen the right life partner. So I have a benefit most people don't. I have a spouse with a very steady job.
That helps for a founder.
Who's very patient with me and loves me to be happy. So
I love this. And so how and why did you get into the space of now angel investing? Maybe we can focus on that because that's your sort of next frontier and expanding access. How did you get involved and focused on that now?
I've been a founder, so I know the challenges, right? I know what I would have wanted as a founder. And it's so interesting. So I mentor a ton, right? I have a wealth of experience and knowledge, both from making mistakes and having things go right. And I definitely want to pay it forward and share, because, once you've whittled down the world to, especially VC funded female founders, it's still a finite number, right? Mm-hmm. So I have experiences other founders don't have, and I want to share that. But yeah, as female founders, we are over mentored and underfunded. So I actually signed up for Hustle Fund's Angel Squad because I wanted to understand how to view startups through the eyes of an investor, because I was going to be a better mentor and supporter for other founders, and I was going to learn to be a better founder myself. Once we got in and started to understand the math and sort of understand the feels behind it all, I just saw a bigger platform for putting more money in motion for founders that could use it.
I like that idea.
I wanted to have more of an impact than just mentoring could. I wanted to write checks, and I wanted more money flowing to those founders.
So that leads well into this question around the role you play in the wealth space and why it's important. When you talk about mobilizing more money, why is that important and why isn't it happening?
Oh, I have some controversial opinions on why it isn't happening. I had a little moment yesterday, but let's be clear, like I have always been in the wealth for woman space. Like when I worked at big tech, I was a magnet for high performing women, right? Like I'm doing the thing, right? Everyone wanted to be on my team. One of the biggest accomplishments I had, like I was at Yahoo and I had a 70-person team. One of my biggest accomplishments wasn't actually in the monetary value I drove for the business. It's because all of these high performing women wanted to be on my team, and I saw massive salary gaps between their male peers. So I did a big initiative on just salary parity back before it was a thing to do. And then at my last startup, we had a whole bunch of amazing female talent come into the company in entry-level jobs. And we were able to build an environment where we could promote and give raises and build skills and watch them, go off to these amazing careers. That's all in this progression of creating wealth. And it's important because it makes our dreams come alive. It allows us to solve problems that no one else sees. So it's a big damn deal. There's so much freaking opportunity there.
I want to hear
dude, no, I think you're approaching me wrong. Like every time you talk about, female founders don't get enough funding, 1.9%, 2.5%. And I lost my shit yesterday, and you can edit that word out or not. And I was like, what is it with this wine and goddamn cheese fest? Like no wine and cheese fest anymore. Like I want porcos and some punch, right? Like there's massive opportunity here. There's alpha all over the place. But I think the approach, this will play into play money, right? There's an approach that people have taken to say, there's this gap and we need to help and we should be doing this thing. Or like, how about we've got some disposable income that we need to be investing, and like, let's have some fun with it. Let's support these founders, like doing the things we want solved because we know it is going to make a crap ton of money. Because they're good and there's big problem spaces, and like what an awesome opportunity. And we are sitting here to take advantage of it with our cash because no one else is. Everyone else is like acting like a fool. Let's go get it.
Yeah, I love that. It's so true that it's not charity. I feel like I keep seeing it's like,
it's not charity. It's not a sob story. Just write the damn check. Like seriously.
Totally. What do you think has been the most exciting or maybe even infuriating or like crazy, unusual thing you've learned that you would want others to know as you've gone on this journey of discovering why there's this issue and how you're going to solve it?
The most important thing, though, I've learned along the journey right now is like I'm of the no F's to give age, but that means that I can operate out of like generosity and exploration and this like mindset of abundance, and like it's so much more fun. And I wish back in my 30s or like even my 40s sometimes, I wish I had run out of the F's to give. Because I think there's so much more we can create together. We're just living generously and abundantly.
Yeah, like
and not competitively.
Your like 30-year-old or 40-year-old self, what would you have told them to like, how would they embody that? What things could they be doing to do that better?
Not worried so much, not judge yourself so much, do what feels right and have confidence in it. Don't let anyone mansplain you. Right, I would have gone through life with like boys club crypto vibes, or like the vibes from the girls from Partyful. Like I would have gone through life with those vibes. We're good. Let's just do it.
I love that. Is there a person or a company that inspires you right now? Obviously, Boys Club's one of them, Partyful. Like those are great.
Totally. I am a huge Elizabeth Yin fangirl. I think actually she embodies that being generous, being experimental, living from abundance better than anyone else out there. I'm such a huge fan. And then I have a little bit of a current girl crush on Sophia Amoruso.
Oh, why?
And her new trust fund. Because I think she's got a little bit of no fucks to give with the boys lately, defending her reputation, just having it's standing by her amazing accomplishments and the way she's rolling out that fund and trying to, democratize access to that as much as she can within current rules. It's been fun to watch.
I love it. What advice would you give to someone getting started? And I actually want to kind of add something here from what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
We really do kind of have a capital stack problem, right? We've been talking where it's like this VC thing that's focused on moonshots, this sort of $1 billion outcome target, which is not realistic for, as we've seen mathematically, like 90% of people. So what advice would you give to somebody, especially women, looking to get capital and trying to think about alternative ways that could fit more the alignment of the businesses that they're starting and the goals that they have?
Sell some damn product. Build something people love and sell some damn product and get revenue. Like, I think so often venture capital is an asset class that's designed for institutional asset managers. And yet somehow that is trickled down to us as founders and been a value judgment of our worth. And you've got to get that out of your head. Build the business you want to see. And I totally realize that we need to capitalize those businesses. Most people can't just quit their job and hope their husband keeps architecting in the background and feed the family. I think more of us need to think of creative ways to solve that. How about that? Like, that's where we're focused on Play Money, just to put more money in that ecosystem and to hack the math on it a little bit.
I love it. How can we follow your personal journey? How and where, and also Play Money as it evolves and comes out into the world? How can we stay in touch?
I am XX Founder on Twitter, and I have my moments of tweeting like crazy.
I know.
That's the best place to find me. But then let's talk Play Money. So it's playmoneystudios.xyz. We are going to be opening up applications and interviews for season 1, probably at the beginning of March. And again, I haven't told you much about what we're doing, but imagine being able to build your dream portfolio of startups, investing alongside the hottest early stage fund managers for as little as $500 a month.
So cool.
Which is the money you should be putting into your IRA every year.
Totally. Who would be your ideal person for season 1? Just for anyone listening, who are you trying to speak to? Who should consider joining?
Yep. It's going to be someone, probably a late millennial. We're making cash. We've got some income. We are putting in our 401k. We are investing in our IRAs. Maybe we've got some kids or a busy job in life, and so don't have time to make angel investing and deal flow a full-time hobby. But we want to cheer on the founders we love and make some money along the way. That's, I think, our perfect person.
That's the money clip. I love that so much. I will absolutely be following along personally and can't wait to see season 1 unfold. And Cheryl, thank you so much for being you and, really charting in this path, in this space, in this new way. So good to know you. And thank you for joining.
Thanks for having me today. And thanks for letting me pimp the new company.
Of course.
Let's play money.